Hello guys, Sue Jerry speaking. Welcome to Bedtime Stories, episode number 448. And today I read you a little good book biography about Dr. Jonas Stark. So let's read it down, shall we? So we got for us. It's written by Deborah Homiskin. Illustrated by Dave Scalzi. I think that's his last name. Sorry. Okay. Published by Little Golden Book of New York Release. Copyright 2023, I reserve. The edited editors who like to thank Dr. Pete L. Stark. Anyway, president of the Jonas Stark Legacy Foundation and Jonas Stark's eldest son for his assistance of the preparation of his book. Wow. Okay then, I don't know why he had his own legacy behind him and the whole thing, this whole book. So, there's your answer question anyway with these tubes. Test tubes. So, there you go. Anyway. Jonas Stark was a doctor who saved many lives by creating a vaccine for polio. Wow. Okay. He was born October 28th, 1914. Over 100 years ago. Wow. Okay. Now it's going to be 110 years ago now. Okay. He and his younger brothers grew up near Grassy Park in the Bronx in New York City. The Stark family is Jewish, okay? Jews were treated harshly in many countries, okay? John's mother, Dora, which is, not referring to Dora the Explorer, which is boy, anyway, escaped Russia when she was 13. His father, Daniel, was also from an immigrant family. Daniel and Dora hoped to give their 3 sons a better life. Good enough. Expect the fact that Jonas Stark would be good enough is a great idea. This makes more sense anyway. It's better make more sense. So very good that it depends on how much longer it takes. Next page. Anyway. Jonas was a quiet boy. He liked to spend time alone, reading and wondering about the world. Okay? He felt sad when he saw people suffering or in pain. Felt worried, okay? In 1918, when Joe was 4, he watched and surrounded soldiers, anyway, march in the parade to mark the end of World War I. Wow. That year, millions of people got sick from influenza or the flu. Many soldiers caught it, and so did families who crowded the streets to see parades. I was curious from the areas of age on. Wow, the United States difference. And then in all World War One, one of the members of my my grandpa Jeffers' brothers in the time, is killed in the World War One in a submarine. Or the Titanic. I don't know what it was. If you watch his dad, I do not know what it was. So, and Aunt Candy, Uncle Steve, and Uncle Brad, I just don't know what it was, unfortunately, if you're watching this. But anyway. Next page. Anyway, the flu was just one disease people worried, okay? About. Makes sense anyway. But anyway. Jonas sometimes saw children of his own age, okay? Wearing lace braces to help him walk. Ew. Okay? They got a disease called polio. Wow. Okay? Since polio spreads easily from person to person. Ow. Something wrong with my foot, and especially the shoes I was taping this from Bedtime Stories episode. Anyway. Public swimming. Ow. Okay. My leg's killing me while I'm taping this Bedtime Stories episode from, but it's killing me. But anyway, you gotta be kidding me. Next time I'm doing these Bedtime Stories episodes like this, and I say, ow, I'm not doing it anymore. But anyway, public swimming pools, you gotta be kidding. Okay. Whatever. Public swimming pools were closed to keep children safe. Okay. If I can say ow one more time, I'm gonna keep reading this book. I'm not doing it anymore. But anyway, Then I'll be right back. Anyway, I'm gonna put this bookmark and we'll go on the commercial break. When we come back, we will probably finish off this book with a huge bang. We'll be right back after these commercial breaks. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Bedtime Stories, episode number 448. I just got a pain pill recently and felt like it was so much pain in my, let's say for example, leg. And it's just like, I don't know what just happened. And I just got my pain pill in my water bottle, and sadly, the sink went totally out of control, especially the kitchen, as I'm taping this Bedtime Stories episode from. But I'm better now, and let this pain go away. But let's get back to the episode right now, shall we? See what we got for us. Anyways, where are we? Oh yes, Anyway. Anywho, since polio spreads easily from person to person, public swimming pools were closed to keep children safe. Okay? That's where I'm at, okay? Even in the summer, kids couldn't go outside anymore to play. Wow, okay. Yeah, everyone felt afraid. Okay? Polio is caused by polio virus. Wow. Okay? A tiny good germ, okay? It can damage nerves. Wow, okay. In the spine. It causes problems with movement and even breathing. Wow, okay. When Jonas was a boy, future President Franklin D. Roosevelt, who sadly passed away, which I talked about earlier, got polio and lost his ability to walk. Yeez. Anyway, still Roosevelt was going to go do great things, and so will Jonas. Wow. This doesn't make sense anyway, even though I have been in ability with a college called Rosewood Warren Springs in the time, and I got dropped out of that when I was 20 years old at that time frame, because I was just an experience of Robin and Jim's inspirations. So unfortunately, I was not there to be a technician and filmmaker at the time. So I just dropped out of that college, and basically at the time, I don't want to go there again, and wanted to go to SCAD, but I couldn't. So there you go. Next page. Anyway, George graduated from high school, went to when he was 15. He became the first in his family to go to college. The City College in New York was free. Wow. So Jonas had paid for this books and fare for the streetcar. Wow, okay. Jonas fell in love with the ceremony and medicine. Okay. He decided to become a doctor to help others. Now, I'm fortunate to say this, I'm a filmmaker and a technician. So technicians like me do stuff like a computer. I'm fortunate to say this, I'm a computer person and not really a type of guy who do other jobs. So if you watch this, Dad, that's just my advice. Next page. Anyway. In medical school, Jonas asked lots of questions. This helped him solve problems in the laboratory. He liked performing experiences, but he became fascinated by viruses. On June 8th, the night before he died, Jonas graduated from New York University Medical School. He's now a doctor. Wow. The next day, Jonas became a husband as well. During this marriage, Jonas and his wife Donna had 3 children. Pierre, Daryl, and Jonathan. Wow, okay. They're all grown up to become doctors like their dad. Wow. Long before that, Jonas' boy would help him make medical history. Wow. To make sense in any way, even though I'm a filmmaker, a technician, and not really an autistic type of guy who does cars, which I did 5 years ago, because at the time, yes, cars are my thing. Back then, since 2018, until 2019 I work at Motors. But this is a little bit different. As a filmmaker, I do most of these things. So there you go. Next page. Anyway, Jonas was brilliant, but it wasn't easy for a young Jewish doctor who has gone to fancy schools to find a job. However, in 1942, Jonas went to work as a scientist who wanted to be the teacher. Wow. Dr. Thomas Francis Jr. Wow. The world wasn't at war again. Jonas remembered the soldiers of the parade and the crowds he had seen was he when he was little. Wow. Jonas and Dr. Francis wanted to prevent another terrible flu outbreak. Wow. They went to work to find a new way to make a safe vaccine to a flu that didn't have announced it. In 1943, they just that. Now, in COVID-19 years, they have a flu shot for doctors. Well, because COVID-19 vaccines. That made me feel not unhealthy in a way, but more of a I was not scared, thank God. Prior to my scaring to COVID-19 COVID shots, I've been scared of shots, you know. But thankfully, I'm not scared of shots anymore since COVID-19 shots. I want to get that out of the way so I'm more easier. So there you go on that. Next page. Anyway, after the war, and by the way, this will hurt very bit. Just to do the PCA out there. I want to do a PCA about that in another video per se on YouTube, but that's me, of course. But anyway, after the war, Jonas started the virus research laboratory at the University of Pittsburgh. Soon he was presented with his greatest challenge to make a vaccine to fight polio. Wow. Okay? Vaccines tell our bodies to make special proteins called antibodies to fight off diseases. Now, it makes more sense. Vaccines help us stay healthy. In the Army, you could, especially the Marines and the Navy. It makes sense, because you have to be more specific on that one. So, there you go on that. It has to be more easy on that one. So, there you go. Next page. Anyway, people have been hoping for a polio vaccine for a long time. By the early 1950s, there were so many as 50,000 new cases of polio each year. Wow. Which is scary, you know? Jonas wanted to give people hope as well. He always visited children with polio in the hospital wards near his lab. Wow. Some could only breathe with the help of a big machine called an iron lung. Wow. Okay. This all makes sense because it's a good, healthy way between now and the healthiest diet. You know? No broken bones, no nothing, just a polio disease. So, you know, before we get to the next page, you know, there's a little different behind this. In Little Bill episode called, there's two reasons to have an episode like this. In two episodes of Little Bill, where Little Bill broke his arm, he had a broken bone. Then the next episode came, he had to come out and play anymore with the kids. And all of a sudden, nothing happened yet. Until he had a terrible day, had a mom come with him that broke a bone. Huh? Anyways, next page. When Jonas saw how much polio victims suffer, okay? He worked even harder to create a safe vaccine. Okay? He used a recently discovered way to grow the polio virus in his lab. And then he killed the virus so it could make everyone sick. Wow, okay. No one else was making vaccines in the way, okay? This way, okay? But Jonas felt sure, excuse me, anyway, that we can use the kill virus as a vaccine, okay? It will keep people from getting polio. Wow, okay. The process wasn't easy. Jonas and the team have scientists work hard to make many months, okay? At last, one night, 1953, excuse me, anyway, Jonas brought something home for the lab, his new vaccine. Yes, anyway. Peter, Dario, and Jonathan got their shots early in the testing program, okay? And right in their own kitchen, Peter said it didn't even hurt. Of course, their parents got vaccine as well. Jonas felt sure he found the best way to prevent polio. However, to prove that the vaccine was safe and effective, something like that, anyway, he needed to protect it on many others. He needed polio pioneers. Wow. I just need to make more sense. Even though I don't hug people when I do shots anymore, it's just I make more sense because I don't do this in the time. It makes sense. When I was a kid, at that time frame, that happened before. You know, that I don't do this anymore. So there you go. Next page. Anyway, the people of America were ready. Almost 2 million children took part in the nationwide test of the polio vaccine. On April 12, 1955, the test results were announced. The stop vaccine was declared safe and effective. Jonas had no interest in making money from the vaccine. When he was asked who owned it, he replied, well, the people, I would say. Exactly. And that makes more sense anyway. Even though it's a great idea. It's a good idea to make more vaccine sense. Good idea. We're almost done with this book, so we're halfway done with the book. Anyway, 3 more pages left. Anyway, today, thanks to the stop vaccine, polio has nearly disappeared from the United States and many other countries. Exactly. As long as everyone stays vaccinated, children just like you, like me, for example, which I don't have it anymore, can run and play without fear of getting the disease. Thank you. It will each do our part. We can all save lives and help make polio disappear everywhere. Thank you. Good enough for Jonas Stark. Good enough. And I want to make some clear thoughts about him. I don't do this in the time. I get shots every day. Sometimes, not every day, but once a week, once a year. But I don't do this anymore because I'm an adult now, per se. I'm going to get busy every time. But that's my case. Last page of the book says this. Jonas Stark became famous and was beloved by everyone in America. He spent his whole life working to help others. I was devastated when the book said my birth year. Jonas died in 1995, the year I was born, at the age of 8. But his dreams live on in the Salk Institute of Biography Studies, okay? Where the researchers seek new cures to benefit us all. Just like Jonas, they strive to make hope come true. Birth year of 1995, the year I was born, okay? Makes sense anyway. It's a good idea because Jonas passed away the year I was born, okay? So, just like Bob Ross and Burl Ives. So, rest in peace, Spring. My condolences with these people who passed away. And Kenny Everett, makes sense in any way. It's not a happy way, but it's a sad way, So that was a little golden book biography, Dr. Jonas Stark. What did I think about this book? It was amazing. So far, this book was a success. That was Bedtime Stories episode number 448. Hope you enjoy it. Stay tuned. This is going to be Bedtime Stories episode number 449. And this is going to be the first Bluey book I have to read. I've never seen Bluey before. It's called Bluey Baby Race. A little golden book release. Till next time, so Jonas Bumps the Baby. Keep more Bedtime Stories episodes coming soon. Till then, the Jefferson out. See ya.